Before I jump into advanced remarketing, I want to take us back to say maybe 2013, when content marketing was in vogue. Get your brand to tell a story, man. Spend a lot of money on videos, they'll go viral. Just put it on social media, see what happens. And as a direct marketeer, direct copywriter originally, I was very curious. And so I asked people after they spent 20, 30 grand on videos and collaterals and infographics, was there any ROI? And the honest ones among them said, no, not really. Why was that? Well, the madmen had had their say again. 90% of the time was focused on creating really cool content that will go viral. And then marketing was an afterthought. But of course, why was content marketing a buzzword? It must have been working for some people. Yeah, it did. And I tracked them down because I like modeling excellence, and I saw what they did differently. And guess what? They flipped it the other way around. 9% of the time was focused on the marketing strategy, 10% on the content. And the strategy determined the content, because marketing is about setting the next step. I was at a conference a couple of years ago, 3 speakers in a row got up, talked about branding, marketing, all had the slides saying content is king. And I think that's bullshit, quite frankly. Profit is king. All content is good for is pushing people down the funnel, which might sound a bit harsh to the content marketing people until you look at their website, the Content Marketing Institute. It's on their homepage, look. It pushes people down the funnel. That's all content is good for. Selling the next step. So how's this relevant to remarketing? Well, the chances are some of you guys will have a lot of content sitting dormant on your website. And most of that will be what we call evergreen content, right? It's not relevant to a specific period of time. It isn't about GDPR or something. So I had to say the 4-letter word, didn't I? And what you can do is get your content and you can put it together with remarketing. Now, most of you here as marketeers will know remarketing, retargeting, where you follow people around with banner ads, etc. Got to ask the question though, does anyone know, so this is a bit of interaction here, what the maximum number of days are that you can remarket to someone for on Google Display Network or YouTube? Roxanne, you can't answer this, I'm afraid, but anyone who's not, no, neither can you. Any ideas? Throw out some numbers. I'm just going to hold a really awkward silence until someone starts saying something. 50? No, anyone else? 540. So that means someone comes on your website, you can follow them for a year and a half afterwards. And you might be thinking, well, hold on a second, Marcus, I don't want to follow someone around with the same banner ad 540 days. That's going to really annoy them. Yeah, it probably would. But now you've got all this content, haven't you? So you can actually tell a story. I hate saying that sort of word, but you can. You can follow them around. You can follow people who've been on different pages, right? So if anyone introduces us to one of our sales guys, they send a link to download our creds doc. That puts a cookie on their browser. And those particular people who are sort of warm leads, if you like, for Fountain get followed around with by particular ads, particular videos telling a story. And the reason I mention videos is because remarketing, retargeting should be done across all platforms. A lot of people just assume it's just a banner ad on Google, but of course it's not. It can be YouTube videos, the ones you can skip after 6 seconds. You can have those. You might be thinking, well, this sounds a bit much, Marcus. This is a lot to do, and it's probably quite expensive. Therein is another myth. It's the cheapest and most underpriced strategy on the market right now. Because the way remarketing works, it's pay-per-click. No one clicks on the ad, doesn't cost you anything, right? It's not charged by CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions. So we've got clients over 1 million impressions a month for less than $1,000. And that's not going to stay that way forever. More people are coming into remarketing, which is pushing up the cost per click, which also pushes on to the CPM if you were to measure it that way. But we've got a nice period of time now where we can stay front of mind with really good content. And the way we look at it is like with an email sequence, email funnel, drawing it out like that. Those of you who are in B2B, it works beautifully for LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, you can have an audience, right, of maybe, 10, 20,000 job titles from the right business, like proper focused, high net worth target audience for B2B. Get them to engage with some content on LinkedIn. Don't try and sell to them straight away because they're just on LinkedIn to get information and network. But the trick is to get them to touch one of your web pages, and then you've got them for a year and a half. Here's the thing, if they click back on any of your ads and come back, which they will do if it's good content, they're added for another year and a half, and another year and a half. And for our clients, the strategy is to build up a remarketing list of the ideal target audience from places like LinkedIn that never ever forget about you. So when it's time for them to request for tender, you're there. So in summary, top half of the funnel, attribution. Investigate putting more money into conversion rate optimization. Draw out one of those tables. You'll see a ridiculous return on investment. Advanced remarketing is relatively cheap. There's a wonderful compound impact of doing all three together. And hopefully I'm starting to persuade you. The good old Harari would say that our new religion of dataism didn't just solve the three biggest terrors facing humanity for all of time, but it is also solving the three biggest terrors that keep marketeers awake at night. So thank you for listening.